Jujutsu Kaisen Season 3 is finally upon us. So far, we've gotten 2 great episodes, and this season should be an action-packed ride. I'm really looking forward to seeing this new arc adapted because there's so many new cool characters introduced and so many great fights. Now, if you keep up with this series, you know that there's some pretty busted characters, and everyone's always arguing over who's the strongest. You know, is it Gojo? Is it Sukuna? Is it Maharaga? Is it Megami? Nope, nobody says that. But in all seriousness, the definitively strongest character in this verse is going to make an appearance in the Culling Games. Now, as someone who's finished the manga, I want to warn you here that I'll be getting into some spoilers. It's not going to be anything earth-shattering, but you've been warned. Alright, so the strongest character in Jujutsu Kaisen that will be showing up very soon is this man, Fumihiko Takaba. He actually shows up in the opening a couple times, but for real he is, and I'll explain why. For some background, Takaba is a 35-year-old failed comedian who became a sorcerer as part of the Culling Game. Comedy's pretty much everything to him, and he basically just lives life trying to entertain everyone around him by being funny. The thing is, no one actually thinks he's funny but himself. However, that's all he needs to be the most broken character in this series. I refer you to this manga panel explaining his cursed technique, which is called Comedian, and it's where if he thinks something would be funny, it becomes reality. So I'll say again, he's capable of doing anything if he thinks it would be funny. The next line goes on to explain that this is enough to oppose Gojo, but it's way more than that. It's limitless. Wouldn't it be funny if Sukuna turned into a little baby and we put him down for nap time? Wouldn't it be funny if Gojo lost all his ability to work as a sorcerer and was forced to instead work as a salaryman to make ends meet? Wouldn't it be funny if Yuki wanted to marry me? All these things are technically possible. While Takaba never does anything this outrageous, we will see him pull off some pretty impressive stuff. He's actually really good in hand-to-hand combat, and we see him throw hands with some top-level sorcerers and negate powerful attacks even, causing no damage. There's several elite sorcerers that acknowledge his power, and he even has some of the top villains in the show getting nervous and admitting that he's fully capable of defeating them despite their massively greater experience. But the biggest caveat with this power, the double-edged sword, is that the same thing that allows him to manipulate reality is the same thing that could prevent him from doing it. He has to believe it's funny. So if you're able to gaslight him or discourage him that he's not funny, he's going to be useless. Another weakness, not necessarily with the power itself, but just Takaba as a person, is he's pretty much an idiot. The manga describes him as utterly clueless in regards to his power. He doesn't understand its full capability and implications. I think this is just a result of his wacky personality and attitude about life. Like I said earlier, his goal isn't to be powerful, he just wants to be funny. That's it. So in his mind, having Sukuna slip on a banana peel would probably give him much more satisfaction than Sukuna dying or becoming incapacitated or something that's useful for, the good guys to win. And that's what I think makes him such an interesting character. Any character with reality-altering abilities has the potential to get stale and boring because no matter what happens, you can just be like, yeah, well, he would just change reality to this and win. It's like kids arguing on a playground saying, I'm going to do this move, and then another one says, well, no, then I'll just do this move to beat that move. But although we have a guy who's fully capable of doing anything, you never really know what he might do. He may save the day, or he may just act like an idiot and do nothing useful. This allows for an exciting dynamic and the chance for other characters with simpler powers to still be able to exist beside him and contribute to the plot without it becoming contrived or ridiculous. Anyway, there's more I could go over, but I kind of just wanted to talk about this guy and put him on everybody's radar before he shows up in the anime because I really like him. I'm looking forward to seeing him fully animated later this season, especially some of his hand-to-hand fight scenes and his fights with some of the top villains. There's already been a bunch of great memes about him and stuff going around because, this part in the manga has been out for a couple years now, but I think he's just going to explode in popularity once he hits the screen. So I'm excited to see what happens with that. But the Culling Games has all kinds of new characters with interesting abilities that are going to show up. So if you guys want me to make any videos about anyone else, just let me know in the comments. This is my first video on this channel, and I'm hoping to cover JJK as well as many other shows in the future, and would love for you guys to join me. So subscribe if you want, and I'll see you guys next time.